Today I'm going to talk to you about Forest IQ, a brand new platform that brings together the most accurate and credible data on how companies are progressing on deforestation. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit about myself and the organisation that I work for. My name is Freya Bannochie. I'm a Senior Sustainable Finance Associate at Global Canopy, one of Forest IQ's 3 partners, along with the Stockholm Environment Institute, or SEI as it's also known, and the Zoological Society of London, or London Zoo, or ZSL. Between us, we have decades of experience in deforestation. My job is to look after the Forest IQ platform and ensure it meets the needs of financial institutions and any other stakeholders who can use the database to achieve their mission. Based in the heart of Oxford, Global Canopy is a data-driven non-for-profit that targets the market forces destroying nature. We do this by improving transparency and accountability. We provide open access data, clear metrics, and actionable insights to organisations worldwide to help them make better decisions about nature, forests, and people. Global Canopy is involved in many key initiatives addressing nature loss and deforestation. We are one of the founding partners of the recently launched TNFD. Our initiative, Forest 500, has been ranking the world's most exposed financial institutions and companies for the past 10 years. You may also know Trace, a supply chain focused tool that maps 70% of global trade in forest risk commodities. Today I'm going to present our newest initiative, Forest IQ, a data platform that brings together the best available data sets on how over 2,000 companies and financial institutions are addressing their links to deforestation. Our data can help investors to manage deforestation risk, target companies for engagement, and ensure that your approach to deforestation is best in class. So what is Forest IQ? It's well known that academic institutions and non-profits provide some of the best data on nature-related and human rights issues, but this data normally exists across a number of small and very different data sets. We also know that investors struggle to combine this data and use it in a way that suits their investment practice needs. This problem was recognised by Forest IQ's 3 founding partners, 3 leading non-profits. And now, after 2 years of development, we're proud to say that we've launched Forest IQ just last week, on the 1st of November at ZSL London Zoo. So, what kind of data is on our platform? Forest IQ covers forest risk commodities with the highest exposure to deforestation. These are palm oil, soy, leather, timber, pulp and paper, natural rubber, cocoa, coffee, and most recently we've added gold and coal. Forest IQ covers companies with exposed supply chains in countries with the highest rates of deforestation across the globe. So what are the data sets that feed into Forest IQ? The power of Forest IQ is that it aligns 7 of the most accurate data sets in this area, some of which you may already know. These are the Deforestation Action Tracker, Forest 500, SEI York, Trace, ZSL Spot, and RSPO, as well as research and data collected by my team. We're also in the process of incorporating data from CDP Forests, which we hope to be in the platform by January 2024. Each of the 3 core metrics and their underlying indicators, which I'll tell you about in a second, pull on 2 or more of these data sets. One of Forest IQ's unique advantages is that many of these datasets are run by Forest IQ's partners, and we're looking to add more into the database. We acknowledge that Forest IQ relies on company-reported information, i.e. self-reported information, and we're currently exploring other datasets to help us verify this, including geospatial satellite data and media monitoring. We really have developed Forest IQ with financial institutions in mind. The platform and our indicators have been co-developed with input and testing from over 10 financial institutions, including some of the world's largest and most exposed banks and asset managers. We're committed to ensuring that Forest IQ meets the needs of the organisations that need it most, and see the launch last week as just the beginning of the development of our tool. So what are the core metrics that we use? We use 3 high-level core metrics to benchmark 2,000 companies. This allows investors to more effectively screen portfolios and guide engagement with at-risk companies. These metrics are on exposure, materiality, and reported progress on deforestation. Metric 1 looks at companies' exposure to deforestation or ecological conversion by estimating the volume of commodities sourced or produced with risk of deforestation. Companies are assigned one of 5 categories, ranging from not exposed to critical exposure, based on the number of points we assign them during the assessment. For assessments on financial institutions, we estimate the amount of financing provided to companies with exposure to deforestation. Metric 2 assesses financial materiality of a company's exposure by estimating how much of a company's total revenue depends on a commodity. Like metric 1, companies are then assigned one of 5 assessment categories, ranging from not exposed to critical exposure. For financial institutions, metric 2 assesses financial materiality through their financing of companies that depend on commodities. And lastly, metric 3 looks at the progress companies and financial institutions have made towards eliminating deforestation, conversion, and associated human rights abuses from their supply chains. Companies are assigned one of 5 assessment categories, ranging from laggard to leader. It's important to note that companies are assessed on a commodity basis as relevant to their supply chain. So that means that if a company produces palm oil, soy, and beef, it will have 3 sets of metrics in the Forest IQ database. So what is Forest IQ's mission, and why do we want investors to take notice? At a global level, we know that rapid action is needed to achieve the Paris Agreement goal of maintaining temperature below 1.5 degrees, as well as the global goal to halt and reverse biodiversity loss by 2030. This target will be impossible without action on deforestation, since it accounts for 11% of the world's emissions, and if deforestation were a country, it would be the 3rd highest emitter in the world. Now incoming regulations pose a high risk to financial institutions not taking steps to tackle deforestation. The EU Deforestation Regulation, or EUDR, poses financial risk to exposed companies, and therefore for investors with these companies in their portfolios. Although financial institutions are currently exempt from EUDR, this is expected to change in just a few years. As regulations tighten, forward-thinking financial institutions recognise the business risk posed by continually investing in deforestation. Forest IQ allows investors to get ahead of compliance and respond to deforestation risks and opportunities across the commodity value chain. We know that some financial institutions are already taking action. 36 financial institutions with $8 trillion in assets under management have signed up to the Financial Sector Deforestation Action Initiative, or FSDA, launched at COP26 as part of the Race to Zero campaign. To help investors take action on deforestation, we've developed a user guide to illustrate the use cases that Forest IQ can deliver, including portfolio analysis, research, and policy development, as well as helping inform engagement or stewardship efforts. For example, when following an active ownership approach, financial institutions can use the data to prioritise which companies in their portfolio they should engage with based on exposure to deforestation and existing commitments and action. The data will support engagement conversations by highlighting where the company is doing well and where it can improve. The data will also highlight examples of best practice to set clear expectations for companies and put in place escalation policies where no action has been taken. We also know that our data can be extremely impactful for research and advocacy efforts by other non-profits, as well as universities and governments, We are therefore committed to providing our data under an open access model. So, now moving to what is arguably the most important part. How can you access Forest IQ? Forest IQ is available to anyone that may find it useful as an open access data source. Users can access Forest IQ's 3 metrics, as well as the underlying data for both financial institutions and companies. We've also published our methodology so that you can see the thresholds and assessment categories that we use to assess companies with, as well as how each of the data sets feed into our 3 core metrics and our indicators. And this can be viewed alongside the user guide that I already mentioned. We have big plans for Forest IQ's future and evolution. The database will be uploaded at least twice a year, with significant sectoral developments added as they happen. We want to also increase the number of companies covered and the types of commodities and geographies included, as well as identifying more not exposed companies so that investors can more fully screen their portfolios. We'll also continue to listen to feedback and invite you to share that with us. In summary, we know there's no way to meet climate or nature targets without action on deforestation. As we know that tropical deforestation is such a significant driver of biodiversity loss and climate change, we're really proud to offer a solution that helps investors act today. As mentioned, Forest IQ data is available to all, open access, but we will also provide financial identifiers, ISINs, to those that may find them useful. So please do get in touch if you're interested in this. I encourage you all to look at our data. We're here for your feedback, suggestions, and hopefully to join your network. Thank you.